Most people think intelligence is about grades or how fast you talk, but psychology says something very different. Some of the clearest signs of low IQ don't show up on tests. They show up in daily habits you probably see every day. For example, people with lower cognitive flexibility often repeat the same mistakes, even when the consequences are obvious. Not because they're lazy, but because their brain avoids effort. Another habit? Constantly reacting instead of thinking. Always emotional, always defensive. Psychology links this to weaker impulse control and lower problem-solving ability. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Everyone has at least one of these habits, including smart people. The difference is awareness. In this video, we'll break down the daily habits psychology associates with lower IQ, not to judge, but to recognize them and eliminate them. Because intelligence isn't fixed, but habits quietly shape how intelligent you appear and become.
Watch closely. The last habit exposes more people than the rest. The habits that expose intelligence. Core conflict. Habit number 1, repeating the same mistakes and calling it bad luck. One of the strongest psychological indicators of lower IQ is repeating the same behavior while expecting different results. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. Same relationship patterns, same financial mistakes, same arguments, same outcomes. And instead of adjusting, the person blames luck, other people, or the system. Psychology links this to weak pattern recognition. The brain struggles to connect cause and effect. High IQ individuals don't avoid mistakes, they extract lessons from them. Low IQ behavior avoids responsibility because responsibility requires mental effort. And here's where fear comes in. If you don't learn from patterns, you don't just repeat mistakes, you build your life on them.
Number 2, emotional reactivity over rational thought. Ever notice how some people explode instantly? Someone disagrees, they get angry. Someone challenges them, they feel attacked. Someone corrects them, they feel insulted. Psychology associates this with low impulse control and poor emotional regulation. This doesn't mean emotions are bad. It means being controlled by them is dangerous. When emotions take over, thinking shuts down. High intelligence isn't about being emotionless. It's about creating space between stimulus and response. Low intelligence reacts immediately because pausing requires cognitive effort. And in daily life, this habit quietly destroys relationships, careers, reputation. People may not say it out loud, but they start thinking, this person is exhausting. Number 3, talking more than listening. This one feels harmless, even confident. But psychology shows that people who constantly talk, interrupt, or dominate conversations often struggle with information processing. Listening requires humility. It requires curiosity. It requires mental bandwidth. Low IQ behavior seeks validation, not understanding. So instead of asking questions, they wait for their turn to speak. Instead of learning, they perform. High IQ individuals gather information quietly. They observe patterns. They listen longer than they speak. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The loudest person in the room is rarely the smartest. 4, avoiding mental discomfort at all costs. Scrolling endlessly, binge watching, constant background noise, never sitting alone with your thoughts. Psychology links this to low tolerance for cognitive strain. Thinking deeply is uncomfortable. It requires focus. It requires effort. Low IQ habits chase constant stimulation because silence forces reflection, and reflection exposes weaknesses. High IQ individuals seek mental challenge, even when it's uncomfortable. They read difficult material. They question their beliefs. They sit with uncertainty. Low IQ behavior avoids anything that feels mentally demanding, and over time, the brain adapts. What you avoid today becomes what you can't do tomorrow. Number 5, defensiveness when proven wrong. This habit exposes more people than any other. When faced with evidence, some people don't reconsider. They double down. Psychology associates chronic defensiveness with fragile self-concepts and low intellectual humility. Being wrong feels like a personal attack, so the ego steps in to protect itself. High IQ individuals separate identity from ideas. They can say, "I was wrong," without feeling small. Low IQ behavior treats correction as humiliation. And here's the fear trigger. If you can't admit you're wrong, you can't update your thinking. And if you can't update your thinking, you stop growing. Number 6. Short-term pleasure over long-term thinking. Instant gratification. Quick dopamine, no patience. Psychology strongly links lower intelligence to difficulty delaying rewards. This shows up everywhere. Spending instead of saving, comfort instead of discipline, entertainment instead of growth.
High IQ individuals think in timelines. They tolerate discomfort now to gain freedom later. Low IQ habits chase relief in the moment, even when it costs the future. And the tragedy? It feels good until years pass and nothing changes. The wake-up call. Resolution plus transformation. Here's the most important thing psychology makes clear. IQ is not destiny. While baseline intelligence exists, habits shape how intelligence is expressed, and habits can be changed. That's the exciting part. Every habit we discussed is a signal, not a sentence. Repeating mistakes? You can train pattern awareness. Emotional reactivity? You can build pause and control. Defensiveness? You can practice intellectual humility. Avoiding mental effort? You can strengthen focus like a muscle. The brain is plastic. It adapts to what you repeatedly do. And the moment you become aware of these habits, you've already stepped out of the lowest category.
Because the most dangerous habit of all is believing you don't have any. Smart people aren't perfect. They're self-correcting. They notice patterns. They adjust. They evolve. And now, so can you.